Big T was on cloud 9. He won an award for best near-death
I didn't
experience.
really have to do anything to get that award.
Oh, you ducked.
True.
You
Yeah,
were
you
alive.
did.
Yeah,
You survived.
I am built different in that way.
I
But
wish I'd have done that once. Better than me.
It's actually,
Were you
It's kind of
nominated?
fucked up that Chaps didn't win.
I know.
Near-death experience.
Not only that, but I also podcasted from the hospital when I had a heart attack.
All right, we're back on nanodosing. Arian is out. He has some family stuff. I don't know. I guess we can say it. He had a baby. Let's go, Arian. Congrats on the sex. It was. It's a beautiful baby. Congrats to him. I'm sure he'll be a proud papa. I'm expecting a cigar. I've never gotten a cigar when any friends have had a child. Do they still do that?
is that a thing?
Yeah, like the dads.
You
bring,
get one?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
used
the
to
dads
be,
bring
yeah.
cigars for everybody.
I never
Really?
did it. I should have. Looking back, big mistake.
I bet you Khan's passed out like
Oh,
100 cigars. Chaps.
no doubt about it.
Can you
He's
smoke
probably
around
still
a baby?
passing out cigars. Yeah, it's good for him.
Yeah, they love it.
It's good
Chaps,
for 'em
what's
'cause
up?
It builds their lungs up.
What's up, Billy?
Yeah, Chaps is
How
here.
you doing?
That voice that you hear is not.
That was a
FDR,
huge surprise.
It's Uncle Chaps. Billy, you're looking good. Billy's in studio in New York right now. So it's me, Big T, Chaps, and then Mad Dog and McKenzie here in Chicago. And Billy's in New York. And Billy, Swole Patrol, out in full force. Billy misplaced his sleeves.
I'm just saying, I got a sick pump this morning, feeling good, and I was like, I'm rolling sleeveless into the office today. It is a macrodosing tank though, so check it out on the Barstool store. You can turn any
Protein
macrodosing
shaker
t-shirt
cup, too.
into a tank as well, with the little help of scissors not included. But yeah,
Shout out
every
scissors.
macrodosing shirt can be turned into a tank. That's only
It's
the
like you're
macrodosing
buying
shirt.
2 shirts in one.
Yeah. So like if you put like sweat stains into the shirt, like you can just cut those out and it's a tank. Boom.
That's great.
Damn.
I think
Yeah.
the macrodosing shirts they're the only shirts that we sell that are easily convertible into a tank top.
Exactly.
And if you're getting jacked up like I am in the abs section, you can also cut them off like Ezekiel Elliott style.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Little baby tea.
Little baby tee. Absolutely.
I mean-
Speaking Yeah,
belly
Bill?
shirts were the like goated for football practice because you could just cut them so that it was only where the pads were, so you didn't get seriously bad underpad acne.
Tell me what else was goated for football practice.
Smelling salts, caffeine,
Goated.
different types of pre-workouts, sneaky.
I don't think
sneaky.
caffeine's goated for football practice.
No, you know what is actually the greatest for football practice? You always had one buddy that had asthma, and if you were going to hit conditioning, it was like a conditioning day, you just go take a puff of some albuterol in his inhaler, and then you had a little extra wind, and that was always like a go-to. Like, yo, do you let me
Opens
hit
up
your
the,
inhaler real quick? Yeah.
Opens up the lungs. Yeah.
I'm not a
Also,
doctor.
a
Don't do
pre-sex
that.
inhaler is a good inhaler to have.
A pre-sex inhaler?
Yeah, so you're just ready to go.
That's sexy.
Yeah, just open it up.
Yeah, just 1 second, babe.
Yeah.
I'm going downstairs.
Yeah.
I need this lung
two-puff
capacity.
night, hon. Prepare yourself. It's a 2-puff night.
I had a
also.
great time. Oh, C4. You think that's goated for football practice? I would agree
I used
with
to
that.
drink C4 before every practice.
What about the red thermoses? I think those are goated for football practice.
That's like when you're in Pop Warner. When you're playing
Yeah.
in the big D3 leagues, then you're just ripping out of the trough, as they say.
Yeah, the water horse.
Yeah.
Water buffalo?
Water is that what you had?
Yeah.
A water buffalo?
Uh-huh.
We had that. We just called it a water horse. It's just PVC pipe.
Are you talking about the red one with the white top with the long stem?
That's
Yeah,
the
ori-
thermos I'm talking
the
The
about.
sound-
original Stanley Cup.
I think the sound is what's goated there, where it's the water's trying to get through the ice, where it's
Yeah,
like trying to go through.
that just sounds cold.
Sounds like summer.
It does. And you've got the little hole that's like the shotgun hole on it, and water definitely comes out of there too.
Big time.
Yeah. And then sometimes your parents would like fill it up too much with ice, and you only get like 3 sips of water out of it, and then you just have to wait for the ice to melt. I think those red thermoses are definitely goated for youth sports. What else is goated, Billy? Give me one more thing that's goated for football practice.
Let me think.
hitting people.
Yeah.
Let the bodies hit the floor.
Yeah. Just. Oh, you know what I've been listening to lately that has really unlocked? Actually, probably helped me get a sick pump this morning. Hardy. I've just discovered Hardy.
Okay.
You guys ever listen to Hardy?
I don't think I have.
Yes.
No, you gotta
It's
listen
like
to
a-
Truck Bed.
Country guys, right? Like he's a country rap guy, kind of.
He's like country rock, kind of.
Yeah.
Like his last album was called Mockingbird and the Crow, and the Mockingbird was the first half was country music, and then the second half was like crazy hardcore rock.
Yeah.
He's really good. He's really talented. He's like an interesting mix of.
That's like Chris Gaines. Remember Chris
Oh
Gaines?
yeah.
I don't know who that is.
You don't know who Chris Gaines is, Big T?
Uh-uh.
You know who Garth Brooks is.
Of course.
Garth Brooks in, I think, the late 90s, maybe early 2000s, decided he was going to take a break from doing country music. So he developed an alter ego named Chris Gaines.
No way.
And Chris Gaines had...
You've never heard of this?
No.
Wow.
He had hair like...
It's
actually,
like emo.
Yeah, he had like emo hair, and he had
tonight'll be the night.
a giant soul patch.
Mm-hmm.
And that was Chris Gaines. He performed on SNL one time as Chris Gaines, and everybody was like, dude, play Friends in Low Places.
Was he being
Right,
serious or like as a bit?
No,
Dead serious.
serious. Yeah.
This was a very, a hilariously serious thing. That
Wasn't it
Garth
going to
Brooks
be like a biopic too? Like it was supposed to be
A what?
A biopic?
did. Isn't it biopic?
I said biopic one time and somebody corrected me with biopic.
I think it's biopic.
Is it biopic? Does anybody else say it that way? Because if not, I'm going to be furious. Because
I
I
mean,
got made fun of
biopic?
for saying it as biopic. Biopic?
Are those homophones? Wait, homophones? Is that?
I'm gonna ask Hank how he pronounced it, and whatever he says is do the opposite.
Okay.
I mean, biopic makes
Well,
sense.
I agree.
Yeah.
It makes sense, but I have been made fun of for saying biopic. I think it was actually, I don't know who did it,
Is
but I
it-
had always said biopic, and they're like, "Do you mean a biopic?"
No. It's definitely
I don't
biopic.
think that's right.
Biopic is like something you do when like someone takes a sample of your skin.
That's a
That's
biopsy.
Yeah,
Close.
but I feel like a biopic is like what you call the sample from a biopsy.
I could see that too. Either way, all right. So what I had heard,
I'm
Yeah.
seeing the pronunciation. That's biopic.
that could go either way.
Then there's BIPOC.
Let's wait till all the facts come out.
What does that look like to you?
I don't know how to read the pronunciation.
I don't
Right.
either,
yeah.
but it looks like that.
It
That
makes it
definitely
more
looks like
complicated
pick to me.
I've never read the
guess they're
pronunciation
both pick.
for something and
Yeah.
thought to myself like, oh, that settles it. Now that I've seen these funny letters.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go with biopic because I think it sounds fancier.
Okay,
So
biopic.
Chris Gaines was gonna do a biopic, and it was this whole character that they were creating, and somehow along the way, the industry or like the movie theater or the movie sources behind it didn't want to actually go through with it, but he had already written all the music. And it wasn't like traditional Garth Brooks stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So his idea was to release it kind of like a pseudonym, where he had this already and he was going to go ahead and put it out. And he was really proud of the music, which is probably the most embarrassing aspect.
Yes,
he thought
it
that
is.
the music was good.
It was bad.
Apparently, in June, Garth Brooks did an interview where he said he has a strong desire to bring back Chris Gaines.
Let's go.
The Gaines project was a lot of time put in because it's not natural you're acting on a record, but I want to do it simply for people who love the Gaines project.
All the Gaines
For the
stands
love
out
of the
there.
Gaines.
I got to go listen to this album.
Speaking
Yeah,
of new,
no, it's-
speaking of albums, there was 2 insane albums that dropped this weekend.
Okay, we can get to that in a second. I'm
Yeah.
not done with Chris Gaines.
Billy's
though,
like
yet.
dying to
close.
talk about
Yeah,
Zach
not-
Bryan.
No,
we're not.
Like any chance, he was like, "Oh, did I hear music playing? Y'all know what?"
I'll tell you, Billy. We can get to Zach Bryan in a second, but like, let's really unpack this Chris Gaines thing because
Okay.
I love the fact that he's bringing it back. Because somewhere deep down
Who's back
inside,
of the week? Chris Gaines.
Chris Gaines, deep down inside with Garth Brooks, he's like sick of singing good music, and he's like, you know what? Singing good music is easy. You know what's a challenge? Singing really, really shitty songs.
See, I don't know if he is, because he's one of the guys. Hands down, the best concert I've ever been to is Garth Brooks. Like, not even remotely close to anybody else, because he knows people only want to hear his hits, and he's so corny but it's genuine corny. You know, like, have you watched a lot of interviews with him, like the Netflix documentary that he did?
I didn't see that, but I've seen a lot of Garth Brooks live shows because he tapes almost all of them because
Right.
he puts on, it's like a whole spectacle and it's very theatric. I've seen him perform live a lot, and he does seem like he's having a great time.
It seemed like the most genuine. I am loving being in here, but also, how could you not when you have 40,000, 30,000 people screaming every lyric to every song at the top of your lungs.
Mm-hmm.
He seems like he's having a great time. I bet he does genuinely love Chris Gaines too.
Not even 40. He does football stadiums.
Yeah.
Sold out every single time.
Right.
And like once you've done that for 30 years, I'd be like, yeah, fucking I'm Chris Gaines now too. Like
and just the rush of going up and be like, Neyland Stadium. Ah! Like that's gotta be just an incredible feeling.
he performed at Neyland 3 or 4 years ago, and people loved it so much that they still play Friends in Low Places between the third and fourth quarter, and they've made that like a tradition now.
I love it.
Which I wish we would
way better
use a
than Sweet
different
Caroline.
song, but
Yeah.
like that became a thing just because people loved Garth Brooks so much at that concert.
Yeah.
It is. It's 100% a better song than Sweet Caroline. Sweet Caroline also. I mean, it's a bop. Nothing. You can get white people singing so easily if you just put on the opening chords of Sweet Caroline.
Oh yeah.
But it's also, I think, written about a 14-year-old girl.
Yeah, I think there's some
I think he
pedophilia vibes to it.
I think he wrote it about Caroline Kennedy when she was like 13 or 14 years old. So Neil Young, kind of a perv. Or, I mean, probably Neil
Neil.
Young, but also Neil Diamond. They're probably both
yeah.
pervs, but especially Neil Diamond.
Neil Young
What are
was
the
just a
top
bad father.
three? What are the top 3 songs you can get white people to sing most easily?
Okay, Sweet Caroline definitely up there.
I agree.
Friends in Low Places might be up there.
Yeah,
I think
I
that's
mean-
a certain segment of white people, though. I think
Of
there
the
are a lot of
whites?
whites that don't know that.
Oh,
Mr.
I don't know,
Brightside.
man. I think it's pretty. Mr. Brightside.
Yeah,
See,
Billy's
I was
good.
thinking
Billy-
that.
Billy's right.
I was thinking that.
Billy's right about that.
But does that cross the generational barrier? I don't think so.
That
You
song's
think so?
like 20 years old now.
Yeah, but if you threw it on to somebody that's like 55, no. Because anybody from like 70 down knows Sweet Caroline.
That's true. But I think for most people 45 and under, like Mr. Brightside is
Yeah.
like the banger.
We Will Rock You is probably up there just because it's easy.
Yeah.
We can white people can hold this beat. It's pretty simple.
It's a pretty good one.
Let's see.
Probably, I mean, Bohemian Rhapsody's probably up there too.
Yeah,
White folks know that.
Not my age.
No?
Like I know
I know
the
it.
song. I know the song, but that wouldn't get me going.
Oh, you don't know all the words?
I think if you played the song, I know most of the words, but that just doesn't do it for me.
this might be regionally biased to me, but Country Roads.
Yeah.
That's
people love
absolutely
singing
true.
Country Roads.
What about Piano Man?
Yeah,
Piano Man.
yeah, that's a good one.
I like Country Roads as the third.
Country Roads, even though it's about
Piano Man too.
it's about Western
Correct.
Virginia.
It's about the state of Virginia.
It's not about West Virginia. It's about Western regular Virginia.
People don't like to talk about that.
They don't.
Oh, what about Wagon Wheel?
Oh, yep.
Oh, yeah.
There we
Wagon
go.
Wheel, yeah.
Also, you want to talk about geography and songs. Go listen to that song, the most geographically inaccurate song ever written.
Makes no sense.
No sense whatsoever.
Does that song make more sense than Alabama singing Dixieland Delight?
Well, Dixieland Delight is about Tennessee. The band is called Alabama. You can sing whatever you want. Like the song makes sense.
Yeah.
It's about Tennessee. The band is just called Alabama.
I'm going to look up the lyrics to Wagon Wheel because heading up north to the land of the pines, is that what it is?
Thumbing my way through North Carolina. I wrote a blog on this actually. Someone made a great TikTok showing all the different.
Or heading down south to the land of the pines.
Right.
Thumbing my way into North Carolina. So that means that he's going through Virginia probably to get there. I made it down the coast in 17 hours. I'm hoping for Raleigh. I can see my baby tonight. Raleigh, excuse me. Running from the cold up in New England. No, this makes sense kind of right now. He's coming from New England.
17 hours down.
17 hours to look up how long does it take to get from Boston to Raleigh?
Yeah. that's
Hang on,
probably-
I'm trying to
No,
find
can't-
this
not from there.
TikTok.
I don't think.
I don't think it's 17. I think it's
No.
probably more
It's
like
11
12.
hours, 11 hours and 30 minutes.
Okay,
doesn't
let's
make sense.
watch this TikTok real
He
quick.
could be
We
coming
can
from
cut
Maine.
this.
Yeah. So in that bridge, he's definitely right. So he's claiming that he's getting a trucker that's coming from Philly. They're probably 81 Route 81 would make sense there, except that goes southwest it goes through Bristol, and then through Bristol on the way to Knoxville. So yeah, it's going the exact opposite way of what they're saying.
Yeah, and then he gets to Cumberland Gap and Johnson City, which is the wrong order.
Yeah. So Bob Dylan's a fraud. He wrote that song.
Yep.
Do you think he's just like talking about his touring days? Like, for example, if we made a song about our drive from New York to LA, like we might not put it in chronological order.
No, but this is taking him away from Raleigh.
He very specifically says,
The
met a
entire-
trucker out of Philly, had a nice long toke. He's headed west from the Cumberland Gap to Johnson City, Tennessee.
So,
But he may have hit Raleigh. He was trying to hit Raleigh, then he went west.
No, he says specifically that Raleigh is his final destination.
I think we should look into that. Because it may be his final
Okay.
destination for the first leg of the trip. Because remember when we were traveling, it was like we got hit Cincinnati before 3 a.m. And then that was our final destination for the day, but it wasn't our final destination
Billy,
for the whole trip.
I think you should write lyrics about our road trip.
I think I
Wagon Wheel
will.
2.
Yeah. Chevy wheel.
Chevy Wheel. Yeah, do it. That's
All
your
right, I'll do
assignment,
it.
Billy.
Okay.
Remember what happened last time you had an assignment?
Yep. This one actually will be fun.
Okay. Good. So we can get to Zach Bryan in a second. But before we get to Zach Bryan, there was some cleanup I wanted to do from last week. So Billy took over the ones and the twos and did the lightning round on last Thursday's episode because Big T and I were out at the Barstool Awards in Boston, Massachusetts. And it was strictly like a lightning round of Billy questions. And then at one point, Billy said that you've told many lies on the show that haven't been uncovered yet because you're Theo Von. And so you just
I'm talking about
lie a lot on purpose?
I'm talking about the poison ivy story.
Oh, the poison ivy about how
that was a funny story that I embellished to make it funnier. Like, I'm sorry.
Where you invented like a child predator.
Yeah.
I think what happened was Billy told the story and then he realized, oh, this is a very weird story. So now he's like, I'm Theo Von. Welcome to Jackass.
But you think every single one of Theo Von's stories are true, or every comedian stand-up is actually true? Like we're trying to entertain here.
Are you a stand-up comedian?
No, but I think what we do is kind of similar in trying to entertain people.
Well, now you're just creating the premise that like nobody can ever believe anything you say because you're like just trying to make shit up to like get clicks.
I think everyone
Which is a
embellishes
very-
a story to make it funny. I mean, sorry. Do you have any good? Have you had any good stories lately, Big T?
Oh,
Wow.
I got a
shots
good
fired.
I got a Big T story.
Let's hear it.
All right. So last Wednesday after the Barstool Awards.
Wait, before you do that, I just want to, Billy, neither do
just saying,
you make them up.
Well, they're good stories. It's like the art, like, I don't know. It's the gift of the gab, like art of storytelling. It's like something, not everything, like.
You definitely have a gift.
Quote
I don't.
Outcast, the art of storytelling, part 2.
No, I mean, like, do they, was there really $500 on the line? Was it really just me and my buddies fucking around with poison ivy saying, you won't put it on your balls? And then me be like, yeah, I'll do it. And then it was like, how does it make it sound like, I don't know. Like, that's not as good as a story as like a dude bet you $500 you wouldn't put poison ivy on your balls.
Hank says that it's pronounced biopic.
That's not
So
good.
That makes me
but
think that Chaps was right.
no, that's just a rare Hank W.
All right, so Big T story time. Last Wednesday after the
Biopic.
Barstool Awards, Big T was on cloud 9. He won an award for best near-death
I didn't really
experience.
have to do anything to get that award.
You ducked.
True.
You
Yeah,
were
you
alive.
did.
Yeah,
You
I
survived.
am built different in that way.
I
but-
wish I'd have done that once. Better than me.
It's actually,
Were you
It's kind of
nominated?
fucked up that Chaps didn't win.
I know.
Death experience.
Not only that, but I also podcasted from the hospital when I had a heart attack.
Yeah, come
That's
on.
that's built different.
And called Erica on the way to the hospital and said the podcast might be a couple hours late.
If Rico was an insurgent and tried to shoot you, then you would have won the award. It was specifically
Probably.
given
Yeah.
just to remind people of
True.
a Rico misstep in the past. But
Not my own personal misstep.
right, Big T graciously accepted the award, and then afterwards he was on cloud 9 because the hotel that we were staying in had a yard house inside the hotel.
Like a floor of the hotel was a yard house. It was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen.
So I get to Yard House, and it was myself and Nick Hamilton after the show was over. And we're like, you know what, Big T's probably going to join. We'll get a big table. Some other people might show up. And then Big T sits down. The waiter comes by, who was a big stoolie. His name's Eli, great waiter. If you go to the Yard House.
Outstanding
at
guy.
That, was it the Copley Marriott?
Yes.
Yeah, ask for Eli. Great guy. Big T sits down, and Eli's like, here's a menu. Let me know you need any drinks or anything like that. And Big T goes, I don't need that, sir. Rejects the menu.
Very Ron Swanson.
Yeah.
I
know
don't
more
think
than
I
you,
said that.
bud.
I think this is a Billy thing.
No, you rejected the. You said I don't need the menu.
If I recall, you said, "Do you even need that?" And I was like, "No, probably not."
Hey,
You rejected the menu, and you go,
he just tried to make the story better by adding a little detail that you could have gone along with, and it make it an entertaining story.
Billy, shut up.
No, I'm just saying, like, if you like, yeah, I didn't need the menu. Yard House is my
Fact or
thing.
fiction, Big T, you rejected the menu, and you said, yeah, let's get some of those cheese curds going. You got a
yeah, I knew we needed some cheese curds, obviously.
half yard of Angry Orchard.
That was already waiting for me, thank you.
I had that waiting for you. And he was like,
You're a big Angry Orchard guy?
Oh, yeah. Beer tastes bad. Angry Orchard tastes delicious. Why would you drink beer?
How do you feel about Hornsby's?
I've never heard of that.
Oh, wow.
Is that a nice cider?
It's a nice cider, yeah.
I'll look into that.
sounds European.
Austin East Ciders?
Had those. Those I don't love as much. They're a lot drier.
Yeah, I like the dry.
It's good. It's not my
So
favorite.
you like a sweet?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Those are good. They're not as good as the Orch though.
Okay.
What makes Yard House so good? What's its like thing? Like
Just great vibes, great people, great friends, great food, great fellowship.
do they
The
sell?
TV setup
Did we have a great time?
We did. The TV setup's great.
Absolutely. It's like a restaurant, but that has enough TVs that it's a good sports viewing experience.
Yep.
It's a good spot.
Do they
Great beer selection.
Do they sell like yards of beer?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Now I get down with this. Now I get it.
I didn't know that the beers were that big.
I didn't know they served like big yard beers like you're at Epcot.
Oh, yeah.
That was
Yeah,
the first
it's
time
great.
I saw those.
It's great. Big T was so happy. I've never seen him like that before. It's great.
We
I
should.
had an early ass flight too, but I stayed at Yard House till 12:30. Had to be there with the gang.
Had to drag him out.
We should do.
They did literally turn all the lights on like we were at a bar at 4 a.m. And we were the last people in there. They were kind of like hinting at us to leave.
We should do a
Billy?
video where we go around the world in Disneyland and drink all around the world and do what Alex Morgan couldn't.
Win another World Cup.
Yeah, and drink around the world without getting kicked out.
Yeah. I don't think you could do that, Billy. I think you definitely get kicked out.
It's fun. I did it a couple years ago.
Did you make it?
Yeah. Made it
So
too.
what are the rules to drinking around the world?
You got to drink one at every single place, like before the close down. And there is quite a bit. I think it's like 20 something different spots. And you just got to be smart about it. Like if you go in there and get heavy booze on everything, you'll be wasted by the end. But France is where you hang out, in my opinion. France and Italy.
So does it take you? How long does it take you to get around all the different countries? Because if you're drinking 20 drinks,
It takes all day.
so about
It's
like
all
12
day
hours,
thing.
10,
Yeah.
12 hours.
Yeah, because it's a good distance to walk too, and like you don't just run in and like get out. But you'd have a great time.
Yeah, that sounds
You'd
awesome.
love it, and the food is legit. Like because I've been to a couple of different countries. Japan's food tastes just like Japanese food. They have not just like things that like Japanese candy, but ones that people in Japan actually eat are the ones that they stock there. So that was interesting for me too.
Well,
Yeah,
and
that sounds awesome.
they only hire people from those countries.
Yeah, it's like an
to work there.
internship. Yeah,
And some of the best pizza I've ever had was at Epcot at the Italian restaurant.
yeah. So they have they bring in all their staff. They're from like that country. They come here to do like a exchange student thing with like a different college. They get credits for being here and working at Disney and interacting with other people. It's a great time.
Can you hear the toilet flush?
I can.
That's the nice part about the studio. So we've got a live action.
Does it go through on the listener too?
You can tell if it's number 1 or number 2. I don't know. Does it go through? Yeah. So we are in this, not the dog walk studio. What's this one?
This is a dog walk.
This is dog walk.
Yeah.
Okay, we are in the dog walk studio. And so we will be out of here in a couple months, hopefully. So just bear with us with the toilet flushes. That one was a goldfish. I heard some sort of fish being
What's
flushed.
the latest timeline now?
I'm hearing mid-October.
Okay.
We'll see.
So we'll look for Thanksgiving-ish.
No.
Big
I
T.
like how we all moved here early and it's going to be late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, Billy?
I mean, now just hearing. So like November is the date.
No, mid-October.
Were
is
you
what
not
I'm
listening to anything we just said?
It kind of came in late.
It came in late.
No, I'm.
Is that your brain? Are you talking about your brain tuned in late?
No,
to
I'm
that
gonna be honest.
conversation?
I don't like this podcast 2 studio at all. The PFT
Okay.
studio is so much better.
Okay,
Now
so
I'm panicking.
That's why your brain turned on late.
No, it lagged.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So yeah, Billy, I'm gonna give you 30 seconds to go off on Zach Bryan. Go.
No, I'm just saying the new Zach Bryan album's awesome. It sounds like nothing he's ever put out before. I used to think I was the #1 Zach Bryan fan at Barstool. Things have changed. But also, Turnpike Troubadours had an amazing album. But back to Zach Bryan, he made a song with Sierra Farrell, who is the supposed Charleston girl off of the Tyler Childers song. Apparently, it's about her. They made a song, Holy Roller. The Lumineers are also on this record.
And that's 30 seconds to Zach Bryan with Billy.
I shouldn't have mentioned
No,
that.
I haven't listened to it yet. I've heard it's a great
very,
album.
very good.
It's good.
And they sampled Dana Beers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, a guy
What?
Danny Beers clip.
Where?
Well, it's not Dana Beers. It's the guy that Dana Beers is interviewing about
Fast
like,
and
why
left.
are you excited to watch NASCAR? It's like, we're going to go fast and we're going to go left, fast and left. And so they sampled that. Yeah, pretty cool.
They brought that guy out on stage to do that.
Really?
Yeah. I
That's
saw
awesome.
a TikTok about that.
Oh,
That's
dope.
awesome.
That's dope.
I started drinking at 6 a.m. and we're here now. I don't know what time it is, but I'm rolling deep. And those cars are going real fast and real left, son. They're going fast and left. Fuck yeah.
I haven't listened to Zach Bryan, but I have listened to the Turnpike Troubadours songs.
Another great
They
one.
are awesome. I was probably
They're
like
great.
10 years too late to the Turnpike Troubadours guys. But they're incredible. I still think Good Lord Glory is like the best country western song of the last 25 years.
A lot of people are finding out about War and Treaty too, who they are on one of the songs on Zach's new album.
That's
Yeah.
my favorite song.
It's so good. And
Hey,
I think
driver.
like Zach Bryan's one of those weird dudes now where I have always thought your first 3 albums are going to be your 3 or 4 albums are going to be your good ones. After that, you're probably going to fall off because you made a little bit of money. Like you're not going to be focused on the same things. Zach Bryan's got progressively better at writing and like his singing voice. He knows where his range is more now. I think he's gotten a lot better. That War and Treaty song is unreal. Like it's written incredibly well.
I gotta listen to it.
Tourniquet. There's so many good ones.
What about Drake? Where's Drake's album?
Yeah,
I was
Drake's.
told-
I wrote a blog. I was like Zach Bryan delivers where Drake can't. If you're a Zach Bryan fan, you're sitting pretty. If you're an OVO guy, you're an absolute cuck because
And
he don't
those-
give you a
bad.
fucking
Those
album.
two fan bases always go.
Yeah.
Zach Bryan and Drake are constantly
Yeah.
going
I'm
after
gonna
each other.
update the scoreboard right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You're down bad if you're a
The
Drake fan.
Drake stands are like, damn.
Yeah.
Zach's back at it again.
Zach Bryan fans are just waving at him.
Yeah.
What's up, loser?
He's writing another album about being from Oklahoma. Shit.
Nice
But,
no
Brother
album,
doesn't stand a
Drake.
chance.
Mean
For all
old,
the dogs, loser. Where is it? Where is it?
mean old son. I think the first single on the Turnpike album is just makes me want to chug 1,000 beers. Like I don't know what it is.
A
It just
ringing
gets
endorsement. Yeah.
it just gets the blood pumping.
So there's Mean Old Son, which is great. There's another one. Is it Cat in the Rain?
Yeah,
I think that's what it's called. That's another
Yeah,
good song.
That's the album name.
I'm gonna put the Macrodosing stamp of approval on the new Turnpike Troubadours
It's a
album.
good move, yeah.
Brought
It's a good
me.
one.
It is
Also
it is certified. We just certified
The
it.
first 2 from Chris Stapleton's new album that's dropping in November, unbelievably good too.
He's not fair.
He's really
He's not fair. You should not be. If you're that good at guitar, you should not be able to sing.
You're
that
gonna
well.
have you heard it? The White Horses is what it's called.
I haven't heard it yet. No.
You have to
shit.
hear it. Like it's a southern rock like country anthem. Zach Bryan too. Listen to his album again, Billy, and think festival. Like he wrote that
Oh.
album for festival purposes. There's so many that you could just hear him like at a festival singing the songs and people going
Yeah.
nuts for it.
I'm gonna put together a playlist on Macrodosing, like with all these songs, so everyone can listen to them,
Do it, Billy.
and we'll post
got
it
a lot
from
of
the
work.
account.
You got a lot of work you're signing up for.
Yeah, let's see if it delivers.
Yeah, let's see. I love how you jump to like third person there to distance yourself from your responsibilities. Let's see if it delivers. You mean if I deliver?
No, meaning my executive function.
Okay, so again, you're distancing you're separating yourself
Like, is
from
that-
your brain.
Is that thing gonna do it? Don't know. Don't know.
Hard to say.
It's hard to
Yeah.
say. No one knows for sure.
Is
If
that-
only there was a way that we could make sure that it happened.
If that prefrontal cortex gets it done, like, hey, it's all up to
the
him.
neurons
Then
fire.
it does, and if not, well, it was never meant to be.
I do
Yeah.
love separating your actions from like your own brain.
Right.
It's like that's not me. That's my brain
Yeah.
that did that.
It's a weird moment I had.
Yeah, what part of your brain are you using right now, Billy, to separate yourself from the what did you say, the frontal
The
cortex?
prefrontal cortex. I'm probably using the posterior cortex.
So like your lizard stem, the brain
I'm
that you
using
share in
the
common
amygdala.
with-
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Just-
that's when Billy gets real with it, when he does love lizards. So,
Yeah, I relate to them because they don't have a prefrontal cortex.
yeah, they never, you'll never be disappointed. You'll never be lied to by a frog.
That's true. I've never thought about it that way. Yeah.
They don't lie. They just do what they do. You can't blame them for
I've only
anything.
been around truthful frogs.
I used to be like, being a frog would be dope because you just chill, eat, bask in the sun. You're basically like a retired person by the pool,
Yeah.
and the food just flies towards you.
So I want to get into something in the sports world, but before we do, it's brought to you by Straight Talk. Are you paying too much for your wireless plan? Straight Talk just introduced the new Straight Talk multi-line plan, where more lines mean more savings. Just $25 a line. It's per month when you get 4 lines with unlimited data, talk, and text, all on nationwide 5G. Plus, there's no contracts, no hidden fees, no compromises. That's the Straight Talk talking from Straight Talk Wireless. Available at Walmart and Walmart.com. Check it out. Walmart.com. Go to Walmart. Check out Straight Talk. $25 a line per month when you get 4 lines. It's crazy cheap, and you get unlimited data, talk, and text, all on nationwide 5G with no contracts. That's awesome. All right, let's talk a little bit of sports news. I want to get into this Spanish women's head coach discussion. I don't know if you guys have been following this. Billy, have you followed it?
I've been following it. I don't think most Americans understand Southern European culture.
Love
okay.
this. That's a great start.
I
This is a
mean,
great
Billy,
start.
before
Yeah.
you go any further, he's under investigation from the government for sexual assault. So
I
continue.
withdraw my statement. I
Big T,
only
you
saw
don't
the
understand
video.
Southern
It's just
I
like
would
a
European
Southern
culture.
European thing, dude. They just goof with it. That's it.
No, the
Yeah.
thing is, like, I have family.
That's the Silvio Berlusconi. I'm not, or the actually Andrew Cuomo. I'm not perverted. I'm just Italian.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not perverted. I'm just from Ibiza.
Yeah, no, low key. My cousin is the 16U kickboxing champion of Spain. Just found that out recently, like long distance
That's
cousin.
extremely low key.
Is this a
yeah.
is this a Theo moment?
I'm gonna
No,
put the odds
this
of that
is
being
actually-
true
I'll
at
send you
about
the video.
0.6%.
He's so like I have some family who are from there, and they're always kissing each other and like very passionate people. So like I could totally see the guy being like, "Thank you for winning us a championship. Mwah! I love you. I love you. I love you." Didn't know there was sexual assault allegations. I retract my statement.
Okay, so let's back up a little bit. Okay, so this guy Luis Rubiales, that's the head of the Spanish Soccer Federation. He kissed his midfielder Jennifer Hermoso on the lips after they won the World Cup. So they're walking across the stage. It's at the biggest platform possible, probably the biggest moment of this woman's life. And then this guy just grabs her by the cheeks and just plants one right on her
He
lip.
also like jumps into her, like it's a very odd. And then I believe he like slaps her on the ass as she walks away too.
Okay.
And that his Spanish midfielder is doing a lot of lifting there because he's just the president of the organization.
Yeah.
It's not like his. He's
Right.
not even like the coach. He's
yeah.
around.
So he's the head of the RFEF, that's the Spanish Football Federation. And then he said he made a mistake, but the kiss was consensual.
Yeah.
So that was his first thing. I don't know what the mistake would be if the kiss was consensual.
Because they're viewing it as like a handshake, right? Like that's the way he's doing handshake, high five.
If-
How was that a mistake? How do you have a mistaken high five or handshake?
If you're going to do this, you have to do it to every person that comes
Yeah.
across the stage.
Mhm.
Male,
Definitely
female.
not just one, at least every other.
And yeah, male, female, assistant coaches that happen to be male, like you got to go full lips for everybody.
Somebody might need tongue, yeah.
Yeah. And then Hermoso said that she did not give him her permission, so it wasn't consensual. It was consensual for him, I think, is what he was saying. Like,
Yeah.
I consent to this.
It's like
Which-
Texas with recording. It's a one-party consent state.
Yeah. I consented to kissing her.
Yeah.
And then some videos came out of him on the sidelines where he got excited and reached over and grabbed one of the assistant coaches or maybe a trainer by her breast and just kind of like cupped her breast for a moment. That was again. That
I
was,
didn't see that one.
That was again,
that one seems like an even bigger deal.
That was again consensual from him. So he consented to grabbing her breast.
That one's on video too. The
Yeah,
cup and the boobs.
So there's a woman next to him, and I think a goal is scored, and then he puts his arm around her, and then he puts his hand like on her breast, and then just takes them both off after a second. So this guy's just a pervert. He's just like a very, very handsy pervert.
I think
Have you seen what his mom's doing?
No, what his mom?
His
doing?
mom has locked herself inside a church and announced that she is engaging in a hunger strike because of the inhumane treatment that he has received.
I love it.
I love that. That's a great mom.
Yeah, what do you expect the mom to do? She's
Yeah.
she's a very good mom.
That's a ride or die mom.
She's being protected in the church. I love that.
You think my son grabs some tits without people wanting him to? I'm not
that
eating.
that is such
I'll show
a
you.
Mediterranean mother
Nary a
move.
cannoli will be eaten.
Just like Italian mothers, same way. They just ride or die for their sons. It's like hilarious.
Yeah, something about the Mediterranean. Yeah, I like that.
I
really.
don't know.
I
It's
like-
it's facts. It's romance languages. They're just passionate people.
yeah, you're doing like a anthropological discussion of why this guy's a pervert. I like it.
No, but this guy definitely is a pervert, but he also could just be a guy that hung around a lot of dudes when it came to sports. So now he's like coaching women and he just like doesn't know that like his natural reactions to things are like not okay around women, like grabbing them.
That was insane. That was an insane thought.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous.
I know, but
He played with a bunch of dudes, so now he's like, well, I don't know what to do. I guess I'll grab their tits.
Never been around women, so
I have no idea what else I can possibly do here. There's no other option for me.
how was I supposed to know?
Yeah. Hey, look, I've only played with men. Like, sorry. I thought we kissed.
no,
I've
no,
never
that-
seen a woman before, all right?
That's a terrible
instinct
spin zone,
took
but
over.
it's a funny thing to think. Like imagine like an ass slap guy on a baseball team, like a coach who's a big ass slap guy, and then he like starts coaching softball, and like someone hits a dinger, he's like hell yeah, and he's like oh shit.
See,
these are
that would
women.
make more sense. Like,
Yeah.
I think you get in trouble for that. That makes more sense. Like,
And-
you went back to the well.
And if you get in trouble, you can just be like, I'm sorry, it was an innocent mistake. I've always slapped people on the ass after a home run.
But you can't point to the time that you're coaching a bunch of dudes and you're grabbing on their titties after
Right.
a nice goal.
Or like you win something major, and then you just go in for a big kiss on the lips.
Yeah.
So
They
yeah,
should, though.
This guy he's been suspended by FIFA, I believe.
Yeah, so it's a weird deal where like FIFA has suspended him, I think, but the actual organization that he works for, the Spanish like Federation, Football Association, hasn't. And now UEFA, who's the European soccer organization, they're talking about expelling all the Spanish teams from the Champions League, which would be like a massive, massive deal.
Like Real Madrid,
Yeah.
Barcelona.
That's
Yeah.
a bluff.
Yeah.
They're bluffing on that. They're hoping that the threat
maybe.
is enough to get them to fire this guy.
Yeah.
Maybe, but that'd be insane. So like, yeah, they're I don't know what's gonna happen to this guy. It's a very odd situation.
This is a big like Andrew Cuomo situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like
In what way?
I'm not a pervert. I'm Italian.
Yeah.
But
We mentioned that.
do we have the visual of the video of him grabbing?
You can look it up. I don't know if it's a video that's captured or just a still frame, but it's been brought up a lot in conjunction with this. But he's there's no way that they kick Barcelona out of the Champions League. They're just going to say that, and then Spain will fire this guy, hire
Yeah, it
somebody.
has to, right?
Yeah, I mean, is this guy really worth that?
Just how
kind of
long do
headache?
you draw it out?
It would be actually very funny if the Spanish Football Federation was like, nope, our guy's being persecuted.
Look, this guy's from Southern Europe. What's
Yeah.
he supposed to do?
They lose billions of dollars because they just won't fire this one pervert. that would take commitment to the bit. But yeah, look up the still
The
shot.
mom
clip.
going on a hunger strike is
How
beautiful.
long do you think that's going to last?
The hunger strike? It's a good. I mean, longer if it started at the onset of summer, because then she'd have like bikini body season.
Yeah.
But now going into winter, it seems like a waste.
Over under the 8 hours that one congressman lasted.
Okay, guys, have you
That was
seen
heroic.
the video of this?
Yeah, of
Yes.
the kiss. Yeah,
No, not of the kiss, but of the other thing, because I don't think he really knew what he was doing.
Billy, you were just explaining.
This is unbelievable.
But look at, I just sent it to the group. I thought it was going to be a little
Billy's come
more
up with
overt,
4 different explanations.
I
of
thought it was gonna
why
be overt.
Kissing and grabbing somebody's boobs is not bad.
but like, I don't think he even knows what he's doing. He looks like he's holding back a bunch of the people.
So that's their coach. That's not the president of the federation. My mistake. That was the coach of the team.
Oh. So we
different
just got
guy.
multiple perverts all over this team?
Yeah, it looks like Spain has a pervert problem.
Well,
I mean,
now you could lean into it that this is just a Spanish thing.
This is what I've been saying all along. I think we have to put
That's
the
a-
whole
that's-
I think we have to put the whole Spanish people on trial.
that's quite a grab he's got there.
Yeah, that was an open
That-
cup.
Yeah, but I don't look, it's totally bullshit. Like
He
these
knew
guys
exactly
definitely a
who
little
that was.
perverted, definitely a little perverted by very perverted.
Billy, what reason do you have to defend
I'm
these?
not.
Like you're
I'm
acting
just
like
making
it's your
fucking
family.
conversation.
Billy has very close ties to Spain. His cousin
Yeah.
is
The
representing-
U16 kickboxing champ. That's
Yeah.
right.
Can I see some sources on that?
Yeah, I
Because
sent
that
it to the
does-
group.
Okay, I'm not saying that you're lying, but it is the exact lie that you would tell your friends in like 4th grade. My brother is the best kickboxer in all of Spain.
No,
Yeah,
I knew this.
he'd
I only knew
come,
this
but he
kid when
goes
he
to
was
a
a
different
baby.
school.
And now he's just like kicking people's asses.
That's your cousin, Billy?
Yeah,
And he's holding a medal. Okay.
I don't
This
think
is-
there's
this is
that
something-
many under 16 kickboxers in Spain. So it's
Okay.
definitely, you know what I'm
If
saying?
that was a lie, it was incredible. In the moment, like that was just an amazing story to make up off the cuff. That would be Theo Vanish.
Have you ever fought him?
No, he's too small. I think I'll
he
definitely,
beat you
next
up?
time I see him, I'll be like, yo, let's hop in the ring. I want to see how this goes.
Do you think he could beat Canseco?
Absolutely. With his
You think
kicks.
he beat
I got
you
some
up?
fight footage of him.
You versus him 1-on-1. Who wins?
No, I absolutely win. But he's tiny. If he was my age, maybe not. I'm like a full 10 years older than him.
Yeah.
Damn.
But he's also the Spanish champion.
I know, he might kick my ass. I'll send you the fight footage. It's actually insane.
So one last thing. Congratulations to Billy on being correct in his estimation on Sir Donald Trump's height and weight. Billy nailed it. Billy said, I think we set the over-under at, 235 or something like that?
245.
Billy took the 245. Billy took the under, and he was right. And, man, was he super right.
To be fair, though, I didn't. Did you know that he just tells them? I was under, because I asked y'all, I was under the impression that they weighed him.
Yeah, that's what I thought, too.
No, they don't do that. As somebody that's been to jail, they don't do that. They just ask you.
So you can just tell them whatever.
The height one is real, but the weight one, you just say whatever you want to.
Got it.
He definitely
Are you insinuating that he lied?
No, but I am concerned because when he had his 2017, I think it was, when old Dr. Ronnie Jackson, who's Congressman Jackson now, whenever he did his physical, he said that he was at peak physical condition at 245, and that's the ideal weight for somebody his size. Now he's 30 pounds down from that, so I'm kind of worried about his.
He's
where
just
he's
getting
at.
svelte.
He's
Yeah.
emaciated. It's cutting season.
Wait, that doctor is a congressman now?
Yeah.
Oh, you
Really?
don't remember Dr. Ronnie
He's a
Jackson?
No, I remember the doctor.
He's a congressman who a couple weeks ago got in trouble and detained by police officers because somebody was having a seizure at a fair, like at a rodeo fair in Texas. And he saw it happening because he's an ER trained physician. He went down to try to help. The cops told him to get away. The person was having a diabetic seizure. So he took some sugar-free gum and put it in their mouth while they were seizing in order to stop it. I'm not a doctor, but I do know that that's not what you're supposed to do. One, because sugar-free gum has nothing to do with diabetes.
Yeah.
At all.
No
but
sugar.
That's what he did.
No,
Yeah.
Big T, I know where your head's going right now. It's not the doctor from that picture with the long hair.
I don't even know what you're talking
Oh, I
about.
thought you were... Okay, my mistake.
I know who you're talking about.
In my mind, Big T was picturing that guy as being Dr. Ronnie Jackson.
It's the guy
I just
who
know
was-
that it's his doctor who came out with his physical.
Yeah,
that
that was
everybody
him.
would. Yeah, I don't know who you're talking
Okay.
about.
Yeah. And that's the same doctor that was relieved from his White House physician duties because he showed up to work in a government vehicle drunk.
Yeah.
And then he got elected to Congress.
As one does. What? Who are you talking about?
I was talking about Trump's old physician. The guy, there's a picture of like
Oh, yeah,
the guy that
yeah.
gave him his physical before he got
Yeah.
into office. He's got like white shoulder length hair like horn rim glasses. Just look up Donald Trump doctor long hair.
Yeah,
I'm
he
not
looks like
familiar
a
with his
doctor
game.
that has his office like next to a Ross.
Yes, or like behind a tax attorney office.
I
Or
don't
like a character on I Think You Should Leave.
Yeah,
I don't. I definitely
This
don't
guy's
think
a
he's
doctor?
215, but he's definitely
Yeah.
lighter than he was at his last presidency because I think he's been on Ozempic, and this is why I think he's lost a little bit of his gravitas because he's definitely like gotten rid of a lot of his mass shooting up Ozempic. He's definitely not 245 anymore, but he's definitely not 215. I think he's hovering around 229, 230.
Okay.
And
he
hey,
definitely lied about
congratulations.
215.
Congratulations to President Trump, fresh off the arrest, shooting a 67 at Bedminster. Let's give it up.
yeah, won the senior
No,
tournament
no
there.
hanky lanky. He says
No hanky lanky. He has no reason to.
he's won many championships, and it's a great honor to win them all.
Rick Riley did some investigative journalism on that. That really like that's so in.
Did
Rick
he do a
Riley's
whole
wheelhouse.
book?
Yes.
Did you read it?
No.
I think I'm gonna get it on audiobook and listen to it when I'm like riding to work.
The whole thing is like Donald Trump cheats at golf. It's like okay, yeah.
Oh, but it's not like story based.
Well, no,
I
it is.
imagine those stories are
There
insane.
are some good stories.
Like when he drives up on the tee boxes in his golf
or
cart.
on the green, yeah.
Like I would do that. Like if I owned it, like I'm doing whatever I want.
You
to.
guys clearly didn't read his post on Truth. He couldn't have cheated even if he wanted to.
There were Secret Service
There-
agents
yeah,
everywhere.
there were too many people.
Yeah, true.
He wanted to cheat. He couldn't.
And he shot a
He
67.
would have shot a 59 if he could have cheated.
Yeah.
I was saying on part of my take yesterday, how many views do you think Trump versus Kim Jong-un, the match, would get?
Oh my
Is it
God.
free?
You got to make that paper. You think Trump would
No,
make that
yeah.
Well,
free?
I'm just saying
Let's-
that affects a lot of people throughout the globe who might not be able to pay for it.
Okay, yeah, good point.
If it's free,
Yeah, let's do free.
with ads.
5 billion. Like, what else are you? And I think that's being a little conservative. If Trump is playing Kim Jong-un in golf, what else are you possibly doing at that moment that you could not watch it?
That's
yeah,
good-
like I
that's
feel
fair.
like if you have access to technology and you can stream something, I feel like you're in on that.
There's nothing.
Maybe not the whole 18, but I think it peaks at about 5 billion.
Nobody
You might be
in
right.
the world would be doing it unless you're like, that's those extra 3 billion are like old people who it's 4 a.m. wherever you are and they're asleep.
Yeah.
And like the few people throughout the world who still don't have access to the internet or anything like that. Other than that, there's nothing else you could possibly be doing that would be a better use of your time
I
than
think
that.
Kim Jong-un would wipe the floor with him.
Did you
Think
see?
so.
Did
Yeah.
you see those
He
North
He
Korean?
shot an 18 one time.
No. He shot 11 holes in one in the same round.
I
think
thought
he
it was
shot
all
like
18.
30 something. No, I think it was 11.
We talking dad or we talking about
No,
Current.
the current one. So I think this
I think
guy.
the dad could have given him a run for his money. He shot an 18 once.
I
or
think-
19.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
I think this guy is so much better at cheating than Donald Trump is. Trump would probably quit. He would be like, stop the steal. He would do like election interference in the middle of the round.
He's better
and
at
he'd walk off the course.
He's better at lying. I don't know that he's better at cheating.
Kim Jong Un.
Yeah, like Trump.
Okay.
Trump is good at going to play golf and cheating. I don't know that Kim Jong Un's ever actually played
He
golf.
doesn't have to
No.
cheat. Un
Right.
doesn't because he makes the rules.
Yeah.
Did you see the North Korean golf course?
No.
There was a recent North Korean golf tournament on this like insane golf course. I'll send a link into the chat. But Donnie was saying that he wanted to go with rigs. But it's like a beautiful golf course. I mean, like it's insane how much stuff has been constructed in. Yeah, the Pyongyang Golf Club is like an
Okay.
insane course. And
How
let me show
big
you
are the
this
holes?
The golf tour opportunity is offered biannually through North Korea's official tourism website. It's like, let me send you this picture. It is really nice. I mean, it's probably not nice when you get there, but the pictures they have put out of it is like pretty good.
Do you guys remember the story about the assassin that killed, was it Kim Jong Un's brother
Yeah, brother. And try to kill his sister too.
in the airport
Yeah. In Singapore, right?
because they said
Yeah.
that they were on a game show?
Mm-hmm.
That's an all-time assassin
And
story.
it's the one where they do it with the wipe. Like just like they go across, I think they have it on a glove and
Yeah.
they just wipe across like an artery and then it seeps into your system and kills you.
Yeah, some assassin found this. I think she was from maybe Vietnam. I forget where she was from, but she She was trying to be an actress, and so this guy saw her in a bar and was like, "Hey, do you want to be an actress? Come with me. I can put you on a game show." And then he told her that she was on a hidden camera prank show.
Yep.
And then they had her do a couple pranks as like a warm up or training. And then the final prank was like, go rub this thing on this one dude's face in the airport. He's an actor too, but you're not allowed to meet him until you get to wipe this on his face. She sneaks up, wipes him down, and then she goes to meet her producer, and everybody else is on a plane leaving the country, and this dude's dead. Crazy story.
It is crazy. Like when I first read it, I was like, that can't be truthful.
Yeah.
But it turns out that is the way that it went down.
Genius plot.
Very genius.
Whoa.
It's just a prank, bro.
That's how they did it? I didn't know. I thought the guy was convinced he was on a game show. It was
You'd
the
love that,
assassin?
Billy. Go on a rabbit hole of the way that North Korea conducts their assassinations. It is wild. I don't know who's better between them and Russia. Russia's pretty damn good at it too.
Yeah, Russia's crazy. Have we done a North Korea episode?
No.
I don't think so. We
We
should.
do a North
That's
Korea
some
episode.
Manchurian
Sure.
candidate type
Huge.
stuff.
I was reading everything I could about 3 months ago, everything I could, because I watched that woman who was on Rogan, the PAC interview,
Yeah.
and she ended up making up a bunch of the stuff that was on there. And is
Oh, is she fake news?
Yeah, she's fake. A lot
Really?
Of it's fake. Yeah, a lot of the other like dissenters are, dissenters? No, deserters. Whatever. A lot of the other people are like, no, that's not how it went down. But when I was reading her book, I was like, oh my God, man, the things that go on there, you just have no idea about. And then you hear stories about what happens there and the way that they treat people. And then like tourism boards, like where you go golfing. It's crazy, man. Crazy.
There's a really good book called Escape from Camp 14. I think it's Camp 14, about a guy that gets out of a North Korean prison and he like flees to China. Just crazy about how he's growing up there, and the kids are incentivized to tell on their parents if they think that their parents are doing something that's like anti-Korean.
Because they get kicked if they get found out that they knew anything about it, them and 2 generations of their kids have to go to the prison camp.
They do 3 generations. So if it's like a parent that gets caught, it's the parent, the child, and the grandparent. They all go to prison for probably forever. Wild stuff.
That's
Yeah.
that's how Mao did it. And what was the revolution? Like where they killed all the teachers and the academics and made the children with the red book turn on their parents.
Oh,
Indoctrinated the whole nation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Cultural Revolution, was it called?
They killed all the landlords.
Yeah. Melt all the
Yeah.
silver in your backyard.
So when I was cleaning out my grandparents' old place, and my grandfather spent a lot of time in China. I found his diary that he kept when he was over there. Just gotten some crazy shit, like cheated death 100 times. Was going.
And that's really cool to listen to your grandpa when he's not telling his grandson the story.
Yeah.
Like just in his own voice.
Yeah, like contemporary. He was taking
Yeah.
these notes the night of everything that was going on, and he was up in the northern part of China, and he was going back and forth. You had the Japanese that were coming down and just like raping and killing and pillaging all of northern China. Then you had the nationalists and the communists who were both fighting against the Japanese together. They had their own infighting, but they were like, okay, enemy of my enemy is my friend. This is the most important thing. So he was helping out both the nationalists and the communists, going back and forth between all these villages and just helping them eat, like giving them food so that they could survive as the Japanese were slaughtering thousands and thousands of Chinese people. And so he's got all this stuff from the nationalists. Like he had dinner with General Pandawai, who was like, I think he was the equivalent of the Secretary of Defense for China with the nationalist government. And eventually he had to flee to Taiwan. And then he also was in some communist villages, and he was given one of Mao's Little Red books. So he has like an authentic Little Red book that was distributed at the time that he brought back. It's crazy. Yeah.
How do you spell Pandawai?
I
wanna see if you-
P-A-N. I'm going to guess P-A-N and then D-E-W-E-I, something like that. I don't know.
That would be cool. Just seeing if he committed any atrocities. Oh, he was with the nationalists?
Yeah, he was Chiang Kai-shek's number one military guy.
And yeah, that's crazy. I mean, that's how like all the Taipei, Taiwan stuff started, right?
Yeah, he also another thing that I saw was his original footage, because he had to retreat back to Beijing as the nationalists were fleeing. He has like home movies because like one of his children was being born at the time. So they were in a hospital in Beijing as the nationalists were fleeing Beijing and flying to Taiwan. So he's got, all these airplanes carrying the official government, getting the fuck out of China and flying out to the island.
What type of planes were they flying?
I don't know, Billy. I'm not an expert in Chinese civil aircraft from the 1940s.
I would have thought they were military planes.
I don't know what they were.
You think they were assisted by the West? That would be some cool stuff to watch.
They might have been. I don't know. Actually, yeah, they might have been.
Like some
Big T, can you
B-29s.
bring up any modern air-to-air combat aircraft? I fucked up,
We
Chaps.
did this.
What happened?
I fucked up. I misidentified an F-18. I said it was an F-18. It was an F-16. Day one stuff.
Yeah.
It's like there should be no world in which I mistake an F-16 for an F-18. It's got one engine. It's got a completely different wing profile. They make a totally different sound, and I just fucked up.
You sound embarrassed, honestly.
I was very embarrassed. So
Yeah.
we're doing this thing where Big T just gives me
This is the same one.
airplanes, and then I just
day. Oh, you're doing
I have to
flashcarding
prove
it?
I have to prove that I'm able to do this.
I don't know how people do that. Like, people will ask me because of the military connection, like, I have no idea.
You know what sound an A10 makes though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, can you identify all of these? There's multiple in the picture. Wait.
Oh shit, no. Well, that looks like a Lockheed SR-71. I think that's a Blackbird straight ahead. And then the others, no. I mean, those are old. Those are from like the.
SR-71's the one that does the nuclear bombs, right? Like, that's the nuclear bomb plane.
I think it's the spy plane.
It's the
Okay,
one-
this is different than what we did the other day, I think.
It's the one that
what
got-
is this?
That is. Can I get a little bit closer?
SR-71's the fastest plane, too, I think.
It's the one that everyone thought was UFOs when they first were testing.
I believe that's an F-35.
That's correct.
Yeah, F-35. Looks somewhat similar to the F-22, but they call that one Fat Amy because
it.
it's kind of ugly looking. Yeah,
Big money.
big money for that one. The F-35 gets slandered unfairly, I think. It's probably not worth the
Definitely not worth it.
amount of money that we've spent, but people always point to the war game that they did with the F-35 and the F-16. They're like, look, the F-16 is still a superior aircraft. They didn't let the F-35 use any of its internal, awesome modern systems that it has. So if that makes me a bootlicker for Fat Amy,
You are
so
a
be it.
bootlicker. F-35 bootlicker.
I am. All right, we got anything else we want to get into for nanodosing?
Did
I
you
do
guys
want to be involved if you guys do a North Korea episode.
Okay.
Dude, should we rip
Yeah.
North Korea this Thursday?
So I'm going to be out of the office all day on Wednesday doing
Oh.
a shoot. So I'm not going to be here. We do have an interview coming up though that we're going to run. I'm very excited about the show Telemarketers. I've mentioned it. We have the directors of Telemarketers. They're going to talk to us. So super excited about that.
I worked at one of those places.
Did you?
Yep. So, because I was watching it with my wife, and I was telling her, I was like, I did this, but it was way before this was set, because it's set in like 2006, 7.
It's like
right?
early 2000s, mid 2000s. Yeah.
Yeah. So my first job at this place, the same exact company, was in Pensacola, Florida, and it was either in 1999 or 2000. I was a junior or senior in high school. It's one of my very first jobs. And before they show like the scene inside, I was telling Annalise, I'm like, you should see the people that are in here. Like whenever you're working at a spot like this, because they're taking people from jail, they're taking people from halfway houses. And so I'm like a 16-year-old kid, 17-year-old kid who is like going to go to school to be a pastor, super conservative in there with all these folks. And I was like, my God, man. And the way that they present everything on the show is exactly the way it was in those places. Just wild as hell.
It was CDG.
Yeah. I don't know if it was CDG, that company, but I did the same exact Fraternal of the Order of Police, like the same script. Like I remember seeing the little stickers and being like, oh yeah, well that's where these came from. I even thought it was like a legit thing that we were doing. I had no idea that it was 90% was going to this company.
All right, so here's the plan for the next week because it is Labor Day weekend. We're going to have Chaps back on to do North Korea for Thursday. Can we just Google and make sure that we haven't done a North Korea episode?
We haven't.
Who cares if we have? We could just revisit it.
do more North Korea?
I think if we did North Korea like a long
we have
time ago,
never.
we could redo North Korea with all the new listenership.
Okay, so North Korea, that's going to come out Thursday. And then we have an interview with the directors of telemarketing. That's going to come out on next Tuesday.
The TV show, not just directors of telemarketing.
Right.
I don't know if we kept that part in or cut it.
Okay, yeah, the directors of the television program on Max,
Good program.
telemarketing, or telemarketers.
Telemarketers. Have you seen that TikTok?
I have not.
It's a little kid who I guess had been at his grandma's house. He's like 3 or 4, and he's telling his mom, he's like, I want to watch my program. And she's like, what are you talking about? He's like, I want to watch my program. And she's like, are you talking about a TV show? He's like, yeah, my program.
I love that. Mm-hmm. I love it. Just use college football lingo all the time. It's my program. We strive to keep this program nice and tight.
I have one last question that I should have brought up earlier for Chaps. Chaps, Wagner boss gets shot down. Is he faking his own death? Did Putin?
No.
Is Putin smoking on that Wagner pack? What do you think? Like, as a foreign affairs expert, what's going on? Because I'm reading all sorts of shit. Don't know what's real. Don't know what's not. Did Putin kill him? Did he fake his own death? Did we kill him?
Absolutely killed him. Absolutely killed him. I think that writing was on the wall the moment that Wagner started marching towards Moscow, that it was going to happen eventually, and they were just waiting for the right time. Top 2 dudes in Wagner. And the second guy, the guy who actually started Wagner, the co-founder of Wagner that was also killed on that dude looks like a modern day berserker.
The Nazi?
Did you see his? Yeah, the Nazi guy with his like sunken eyes, tattoos. Like he looks like a legit berserker. Like that dude. I don't know. You can show me a picture of him still without knowing anything about him. Like that dude deserves to die because he's clearly evil. You can look at him and just know that he's an evil person.
I mean, anyone with tattoos of like Nazi medals on their shoulders, like bad dude.
Pretty clearly a bad guy. Yeah. Pretty clearly a bad guy.
Something that really confused me about that whole thing is like Russia, from the Russians I've met, they're so like World War II, like we had so many people lost against Germany. Like we sacrificed like 27 million people that's more than any other country in World War II. But you have all these Nazi sympathists in their military that like, I just don't get how they can sponsor a group named after Hitler's favorite composer as part of their military, but like they literally lost 27 million people against the Nazis. That's just like
are you at? Yeah, I agree. I think it's
you know
like,
what
like what the fuck?
You know what the
like,
worst?
how's that
you know what the
happen?
worst part of Russia's military is? The hypocrisy.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
You know,
I agree.
I just wish that they'd be honest.
Yeah, I mean, we understand like you're gonna go take somebody else's land and kill a bunch of people along the way, but can you do it with integrity?
Yeah, come on, man. It's disgusting. Never happened to an honest day's work anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah, that dude's scary.
Hitler's probably pissed
big time.
in his grave. He's like, "What the fuck, man? You can't. You're using your swagger jacking my guy."
Stolen valor. Yeah.
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 It's like if Max started to just talk about Zach Bryan all the time, Billy.
Yeah.
His mortal enemy, Max.
Yeah. Dude, we should make that fight happen early December. It'd be lit.
Early December.
It'd be lit.
Be lit.
But
All right, we'll see you guys on Thursday. We're going to do North Korea. Donnie is tentatively in. I'm penciling Donnie in for North Korea. Chaps, you're in. We'll see you guys on Thursday to go over that. And then, telemarketers. The directors from telemarketers on Tuesday. Love you guys.